Hello and welcome to the show. It's great to have you with us. Today, we're diving into a topic that feels straight out of a sci-fi novel. Have we reached the peak of technology? Or is this just the beginning? And how did old movies seem to predict so much of our modern world? Let's get into it. It's easy to look around and feel like we're living in the future. We carry supercomputers in our pockets. AI is writing essays and creating art. And we can video call someone on the other side of the planet instantly. For someone from the 1980s, our daily life would look like magic. This leads to a fascinating question. Is this as good as it gets? You could argue that the major, foundational discoveries have already been made. Think about it. The invention of the wheel, the discovery of electricity, the creation of the internet. These were massive society-altering leaps. Today, many of our innovations feel more incremental. We get a slightly faster phone each year, a TV with a slightly crisper picture. It's refinement, not revolution. Some might say we're just polishing the inventions of the 20th century, and the next truly groundbreaking shift is nowhere in sight. Are we just hitting a plateau, a point of diminishing returns where massive effort yields only minor improvements? It's a compelling thought. The low-hanging fruit has been picked, and now we're reaching for the very top of the tree. But I have to say, I'm firmly in the other camp. I believe we are nowhere near the peak. To think we've reached the pinnacle of what's possible is, to me, a failure of imagination. Think about someone in the year 1900, just after the invention of the automobile. They might have thought, well, we can travel without a horse? This is it. This is peak transportation. They couldn't have conceived of commercial air travel, let alone rockets sending humans to the moon. Every generation tends to see its own time as the most advanced, the modern era. But history shows us that's never the case. We are standing on the brink of several revolutions that will make our current technology look as quaint as a horse and buggy. Take artificial intelligence, for example. We're still in its infancy. What happens when we achieve artificial general intelligence, or AGI, an AI that can think, reason, and learn like a human, but at the speed of a supercomputer? The implications are staggering. It could solve problems we've been struggling with for centuries, from curing diseases to creating limitless clean energy. Then there's biotechnology. We're already using CRISPR gene editing technology to correct genetic disorders. What's next? Imagine a future where we can regenerate organs, reverse the aging process, or make ourselves immune to viruses. That's not just an improvement on current medicine. It's a fundamental change in what it means to be human. And let's not forget about space. We're on the verge of becoming a multi-planetary species. Companies are building reusable rockets to make space travel affordable. We're talking about colonies on Mars, mining asteroids for resources. Just a few decades ago, this was pure science fiction. Now, it's a stated goal of both national space agencies and private companies. We haven't even begun to truly explore the universe. To say we've peaked when we haven't even left our cradle seems incredibly premature. This brings me to my next point, which is how science fiction, especially in movies, has often acted as a blueprint for the future. It is almost eerie how many things that seemed fantastical on the silver screen are now part of our everyday lives. Let's start with a classic, 2001, A Space Odyssey. Released in 1968, it featured video calls. At the time, the idea of seeing the person you were talking to on a screen was mind-blowing. Today we have FaceTime, Zoom, and Skype. We do it without a second thought. The film also featured a tablet-like device the astronauts used to watch news. Sound familiar? Hello, iPad. And of course, there was HAL 9000, the sentient AI. While we're not quite at the level of a conscious conversational AI running a spaceship, the rise of voice assistants like Siri and Alexa shows we're on that path. Or how about Star Trek? The original series from the 1960s gave us the communicator, a handheld device that flipped open to talk. That's a direct ancestor of the flip phone. They had medical tricorders that could scan a person and diagnose illnesses non-invasively. Today, we're developing handheld scanners and wearable sensors that monitor our vital signs in real time. The universal translator? We have apps right now that can do real-time voice translation. It's not perfect, but it's getting there. Even movies that weren't as utopian had startlingly accurate predictions. Think of Minority Report from 2002. Tom Cruise's character navigates data with hand gestures on a transparent screen. That's essentially the foundation of gesture-based computing, which we see in gaming consoles and developing user interfaces. The film also featured personalized, targeted advertising that would scan your retinas and call you out by name. Walk through any modern city, and your phone's location data is being used to serve you ads for nearby stores. It's the same concept, just a different execution. So, how does this happen? Are filmmakers secret prophets? Not exactly. It's more of a symbiotic relationship. Sci-fi writers and directors often consult with scientists and futurists to make their worlds feel plausible. They extrapolate from current trends and ask, what if? They imagine the next logical step. But then, something amazing happens. The engineers, the designers, the inventors, the people who watched those movies as kids, get inspired. They see that flip-open communicator or that gesture-controlled screen and think, I want to make that real. Science fiction doesn't just predict the future. It actively helps create it by setting a target for our imagination and ambition. It provides a vision, a goal to strive for. It plants a seed in the minds of future innovators. That's why I'm so optimistic. When I look at modern science fiction, I don't just see fantasy. I see a preview of coming attractions. We see concepts like neural interfaces that allow direct brain-to-computer communication. That might sound far-fetched, but companies like Neuralink are actively working on it. We see movies about fully immersive virtual realities, indistinguishable from the real world. That's the ultimate vision for the metaverse. So, have we reached peak tech? Absolutely not. We are simply at the end of one chapter and on the first page of the next. The innovations of the past century have built a launch pad, and we are just about to lift off. The ideas that seem like pure fantasy today, instantaneous teleportation, harnessing the energy of a star, understanding consciousness itself, might be the everyday realities for our grandchildren. The lesson from old movies is that the most unrealistic ideas are often just ahead of their time. The human capacity for imagination, combined with our relentless drive to innovate, is the most powerful force for change in the universe. What seems impossible today is simply a problem we haven't solved yet. So keep watching those sci-fi movies, keep dreaming big, and never believe anyone who tells you we've reached the end of the line. The future is far grander and more exciting than we can even imagine. Thanks so much for tuning in today. It's been a blast exploring these ideas with you. If you enjoyed this conversation, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into fascinating topics. We'd love to have you as part of our community. Until next time, stay curious.